everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be calling myself out and talking about and using those products that I should be using more. I think we all have them in our collection, certain things that just don't get into the rotation so often, and that's what I'm going to be pulling in today. I've already gone through my collection, I'm ready for this, I've been thinking about this, so it's happening. And I really love doing things like this, things that require you to look through what you have, really think about whether something has been underused perhaps, so this will be fun for me. I hope you enjoy it too, and thank you so much for giving it a thumbs up if you like it and leaving a comment. I really appreciate it. First thing I'm going to pull out is this stuff from Milani, the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So I've used this, but I feel like maybe not quite enough. It's one of those things where when I initially used it, ooh, it's got that kind of cool texture. When I first used it, I liked it, but it didn't maybe necessarily knock my socks off. A piece of it literally just fell off my face. Odd way to start things. Yes, I did pick it up. It was like just in its own little solid piece. It feels good going on, like it seems like maybe it's going to be a little drier across your skin than it is, but it does work right in and blend in nicely. There is a little scooper thing on there, so you don't necessarily have to go in with your finger, but I think it feels kind of cool, so whatever. But yeah, it's one of those, it kind of sits in a different spot than my 2B style primers, and I don't always think about pulling it out. Like I said, it's done okay for me, but somehow it just hasn't stayed front of mind. I think it might even feel just a little bit cooling as I'm blending this in. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, thank you, Milani. Next up, a foundation, and this is a foundation I absolutely love. It's probably one of my favorite in terms of long wear, but I have two shades, and one shade is too light for me, and the other shade I'm maybe just coming into making it work, but it's generally a little dark. I just need to bite the bullet and get like the shade that's in between. This is 130, the darker one, but I guess I've had trouble justifying having a third one of these on hand when I already have a lot of foundations. But Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint, it really is a good long wearing foundation, and that's what I'm going to wear today. I actually still think I might be too light for this one. Uh-oh. Well, we're going to see. I've got a sponge here. I'm going to work it in with a sponge. Something I've really started to get convinced of is the fact that blending your foundation and concealer out with a sponge can make it last longer, because you're getting a thinner amount and it can look fresher all day. If you have normal to dry skin, I think that's something you can really contend with, is the look of freshness, you know? Yeah, this isn't quite on point, but we're gonna just blend till it gets there. If your skin is prone to like showing little dry patches or anything like that, and then you get an over application of product by like middle to late in the day, sometimes there's just certain spots on your skin where you can feel like, oh, that looks too heavy. Maybe it's the under eye, maybe it's the creases around your nose and stuff. And getting a really thin application, you just won't have that. It'll look more true to the way it was first put on and won't develop sort of a dry, cakey look. At least in my experience, it's less likely to. So I'm really just getting this fully blended in to the hairline, to the ears, trying to leave no trace of the fact that this is not a really perfect shade for me. But as you can see, it has really good coverage. I feel like with a sponge method of blending, I'm getting like a solid medium with it. It's a terrific quality product. It does leave you with a little bit of a glowiness, but not a really like sticky, tacky texture on your skin. Here's a concealer product that I just sometimes don't think about, and I know it's amazing. It's the e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener in the shade Fair. I was just talking about this in a recent video, mentioned it. It's so brightening. It's so incredibly creamy, and I mean, sometimes we just think, well, my concealer can do anything. You know, if you're using one of those really full coverage options, and maybe it can take care of a lot, but there's something about this and how next level brightening it makes the under eye area. And I'm just going to kind of spread it out with my finger a little bit, tap it in, and then I think I'm going to pull in the sponge on that as well. See, it's just super creamy. And the thing is, you got to like press your finger into it if you've got a brand new one. Don't just kind of swirl it on top and think, okay, it's a light, thin product. It's richly creamy. You just got to push in and get it going. Today is the girls' last day of school. I can't believe it. It's the Tuesday after Memorial Day. Kind of funny how we had that 3-day weekend and then we're going to cap it off with the last day, but I don't know if all the snow days had something to do with this or what. And then Rhett has like a play day at the playground, but he's had his last day like going to pre-K. And yes, I feel sad about it. Looking at my traditional concealers, I definitely found several things where I thought, oh, I should be using it more before like it gets to the point that I should be decluttering it. One of those, my Makeup by Mario concealer. I've always enjoyed the way this looks on my skin. The Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer 160 is my shade. Like, it's a good shade. It works well. It wears decently well. Like, I mean, I maybe haven't fallen in love with it the way I have certain drugstore ones, but I should be working it in more. And I've kind of wiped my nose a time or two, so a little extra there. And as I like to do, we're gonna spread this a bit and then do a sponge blend. What are some products you guys have where you look at them and you're like, yeah, I need to be using it more? Like, you know it's something that's good quality, you know it's something you kind of like, but yet you just don't use it enough. I think we all have things like that. Sometimes when I shop my stash, it's a product that's so forgotten, I'm not even sure what I think of it anymore. These are all things I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, I like that stuff. Why am I not going for it? Look at that. So brightening, such a pretty shade. And we already had that corrector underneath. And you might think, well, Em, how do you get away with a corrector underneath a concealer? Like, you're talking about these light layers and how it looks fresh. And I would say that that corrector has enough moisture in it for it to not be a problem. Just a couple dots of that e.l.f. and you don't really have to be scared that it's going to look too heavy. It really never does, thus the reason why I should be using it more. Like, look at that. The under eyes are so bright. I really don't think I could pick that apart. I look up close at it. It doesn't look too heavy right now. So good work, Mario. And then I pulled out this powder from Huda. I hear a lot of people rave about the Huda loose powder. There are people who absolutely won't use anything else because they think this stuff is so great. Cupcake is the shade I have. As you can see, it's pretty light. But yet she does have a pinkier light option. There's this mesh thing, and I don't love that. Like, you should be able to bop a puff in there and pick some up on your puff, but to me it kind of feels like it gets in the way, so I tap some into the cap. But loose powder is one of those things I can really get stuck on. As you guys have seen, like, I love that new Wet n Wild Soft Pink. I really love Maybelline Fit Me as well, but people swear by this. I see videos where people are like, this is the one high-end product that I really, really have to have. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I have that. I should use that more. And then I just don't. There is some scent, some major fragrance in the Huda powder. Kind of perfumey seeming. I'm hitting my whole T-zone with it. Okay, I look like just perfect doll skin at the moment on the under eye area. That doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be all day, but it's looking really good right now. Under eye bullet brush, which is Morphe even making this anymore? I need to double check. Just using that to work in any excess. Those under eyes have been fully tackled today. I mean, wow. I feel like that Huda powder is a little more heavy duty. Like, it certainly does add coverage. After using all the different things I've used, I feel like, yeah, I just added even more coverage to my under eye with the Huda. A cream bronzer that I'm like, oh yeah, what about this guy? Refi, the cream bronzer in tan. It's got that kind of like reddish tone in it, and I want to use this some more for sure. It's really pretty, and I think it's a good time of year to start like working it in. It's fairly easily blendable, but it's just different from anything else I have. If you see it starting to work in here, like, it gives a very convincing actual tan for my skin tone. You know what we've been getting into a lot? Foursquare. Okay, is that a game that your kids play at school? Because at my kids' school, they have a whole like end of year Foursquare tournament. It just involves like 4 sections on the pavement, and you're bouncing the ball, you're trying to not get out. There's rules, I won't bore you with it, but we realized that in our driveway, we also have 4 distinct sections. It's bigger than typical Foursquare, but it's, you know, gives you the idea. We've been playing that all weekend long. Me, Belle, Biddy, Bub. It's so much fun. We get competitive about it, yes. People have to get called out on trying to bend the rules in their favor, but it's really, really fun. We just like turn on my little garage radio, and it's been great. Anyone driving by is probably like, oh, this family's just having fun bouncing a ball around. No, it's Foursquare, and we're competing. Okay, look at this contour. I love this. It's really a tone that's just a little different from anything else. Refi and tan. It's a good cream texture. It's not hard to blend. I'm getting a little bit down here so I can attempt to do something with this jawline. I think that looks so super good. I'm thrilled. Definitely helping me like edge my skin into summertime, you know? And here's another bronzer I found. This is from Too Faced. It's the Natural Chocolate Cocoa Infused Healthy Glow Bronzer, Caramel Cocoa. Yeah, what's up with me and this? It's got a little satin finish to it. Smells good. Like, why not? Why not? I'm going in, I'm using this Sephora angled brush, and I'm gonna like just top off the bronzer. And maybe it will add just a little bit of glow. Because one thing my skin is not right now is glowy. I'm just trying to let this work up higher a little bit. I don't want to get too muddy with it though, because I know we're going to have blush going on too. Just being kind of light. I need to use this more when it's got the sole responsibility on its shoulders, you know, because the Refi did a lot and now I'm just like trying to use this lightly. But yeah, we worked her in. Do you want to know what the catalyst was for the whole video? A product that just like popped into my head and I was like, I need to be using that more. And then the whole video concept came around it. This Haus Labs blush, Color Fuse Blush. The shade is Watermelon Bliss. It is summer in a compact. Yes, it looks red. It's like a red with some coral mixed into it. It's just full color matte blush and it's so beautiful, so pretty. I don't know if I'm a little intimidated by it or I just think day to day like, oh, I don't need to use that one. And we all know I have this gut instinct like, oh, that's my really nice blush. I'm not going to use that, you know. Use the nice blush, okay? So I'm going to put my e.l.f. blush brush in, try to get it evenly loaded. And we're going to just start blending this in. And it really has a fresh, just like alive kind of look to it. I may have gotten way more than I needed on there, but I kind of don't care either because it's just pretty. It's pretty. Look at that shade. It's just, there's something really satisfying about it. I like putting it on and I'm going to wear it more. Okay? Get ready. It's the summer of this shade on the cheeks. I'm declaring it. I'm still matte. I still have no glow, but don't worry, I did pick a highlight. I just think that rocks. I love that shade. Don't get too scared about that. It's gonna fade down a little bit. And then I thought about this highlight from Profusion, the Radiant Glow Illuminating Liquid Highlighter, and how I reviewed it and I absolutely loved it. And then it was kind of like, okay, I've made my determination on that, and then I didn't go for it again. I don't know. Rose Quartz is the shade. It's super pretty. It's a total dupe for Rare Beauty in a similar shade. I'm just going to dab that on. Where's my brush I like to blend that with? Spread, spread. We don't want it to lock in too quick. It's so pretty though. Really brightening. Like, look at how radiant things have become just with the addition of one small dot of one product. It's great. And you can come in close and it's like, what can you see of that? Like, there's no real evidence of product. It's just popping off. Do I need a little more over here? The other cheek is kind of outshining it. Also, the light's just a little different on one side and stuff always shines a bit more on one side than the other. I need to remember that. I'll realize that when I get out in daylight and one cheek looks overdone. I'm going up high too. So pretty. Like, there's something so fun about having a great coverage look and then strategically topping in certain places with that highlighter. I could even take just a smidgen of it. Yes, a smidgen. And hit that Cupid's bow a little. Anything left? Oh, I love it. And it leaves no tackiness behind. Wake up, everybody. Profusion is great. So that's my complexion. I'm going to use some setting spray. Remember when I got this mist from Misha? Glow Skin Balm to Go mist? Yeah. Great mist. Let's do some. It smells a little bit herbal, like kind of Mario Badescu-ish. I think that added to the glow for sure, actually. Just all over. The whole texture of my skin seems a bit more lived in now. Here's something funny. Brow product I love, but I just kind of sit it aside because I don't really want to use it up because I love it so much. It's my Clean Fresh Brow Nano Pencil, like my absolute favorite one. I feel like she's got very little left in her and I've just been setting it aside. Dark brown is my shade, but I love it. It's my favorite. So I'm going to use it today. Something just tells me, like, if I'm really being deeply honest with myself, there are products where if I use it up, even if I love it, I have a lot of other options and I'm gonna have a hard time justifying, like, maybe repurchasing just that one thing. Anybody else feel that way? I just have a lot of brow things, but this one's worth repurchasing. It really is. It's special. It's different. Just so tiny and skinny. It's skinnier than a Brow Wiz. And it fills in, like, it just reaches the skin. Fills in really effectively. Now, I don't think my mom thought it was the greatest for her because she's pretty much recreating a full eyebrow. And I think for her, she thought it really wasn't enough. She is diehard ABH Brow Wiz in taupe. She's realized that's her thing and she's not playing around anymore. But for me, I mean, if you are one who has a fairly thick amount of brow hair and you just need to fill in little areas, little gaps, you'll be shocked at like how fast this gets the job done, but it's actually hitting the skin as opposed to just drawing on hair constantly. So that's cool. I do have a lot of brow gels I could be using. I got this Milani Stay Put Brow Mousse, the tinted mousse. Shade is 130. I can see that it's made in Italy, but I can't read the shade name. It comes out with a lot on that little wand, so you gotta be careful. But I'm just really lightly going to add some of this in. This is just a product from Milani that intimidates me a little bit. Dark, kind of moussey, thick brow gel. Don't get too much on him. Don't mess up. There we go. As far as eye primer goes, I'm really proud of myself that I was using this every single day. I branched out to this and realized we have another good option in the drugstore with the Wet n Wild Mega Last. But as I look at what I have, I also have this pigment base from Profusion, and I think I might use that today. I barely touch this stuff, but I know it's very heavy duty. When they say pigment base, they mean like this is going to hardcore blank out your eyelids. Look at this. As though it's a slightly tacky full coverage concealer, you know? So it's like, I know she means business, and I'm not always meaning business myself, I guess. Now, eyeshadow. I gotta admit, my zest for eyeshadow, I feel like has not been as high as it once was. I'm not saying that's permanent, but it's just right now I feel like I'm seeing all these people doing hardly anything with eyeshadow. I even saw a video with somebody declaring like, it's an eyeshadow-free summer. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm ready for that. I want to get into and enjoy my palettes. And I need to maybe just leave the noise behind and say, I'm gonna use my eye palettes. And here's where it starts. Remember earlier in the season, I shot my stash for this. I put it in my spring palette curation, my Viseart Grande Pro Volume 1, full of mattes from dark to light, some intensity in there. I want to use this today. There's no brand that says heavy duty major eyeshadow to me like Viseart. Like that's the one. I'm excited here. I'm going to go into like, got a great row of midtones here. I'm going to go to the top one and use my little Profusion crease brush. And we've got that really good base all across the lids as you saw. But I want to talk in the comments section about how you feel about eyeshadow. Like, are you looking to be inspired on different kinds of looks all the time? Are you becoming much more complexion focused with everything, like it seems like a lot of people are? Or will you do like a complete start to finish eye look every day? Even if I'm using more natural tones, I feel like I'm still wanting to do something every day. Okay, that's that shade really lightly blended. The gradient here is so present, like you've got every shade and it's nearby partner. No issues blending anything. I'm just using that kind of like a little bit yellowish beige and blending over the edge. Now I want to get deeper a little bit into that crease. I'm going to go right over here to this one and just nudge it right there into the outer crease. Another thing I wanted to do today was do a fun lower lash line. So I might keep it kind of soft and neutral up top, but then I want to pop it a little bit with something fun on the lower part. Okay, I'm feeling good about the way this looks right now. Let's tap in something dark. Getting my updated Morphe brush out, the M303, which is flat, but a little less flat than what I usually use, but that's what they're doing now. I'm gonna use some of this shade, this kind of cool brown in that row. And I just love how these shadows are as good as they ever were. Like, oh, the pigment, the blendability, so very nice. I'm feeling like I'm getting that all the way up to the crease. So we finished Gilmore Girls. I've started a new show, Parenthood. It's so good. I remembered my mom telling me like a long time ago, you need to watch that. It's got Lorelai in it. It's got Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls. So it's like me weaning my way off of Gilmore Girls now that that's over. And I really like it so far. I'm very into it. I don't have anything on this little small pointed brush right now. I'm just kind of seeing if it helps the blend. But like, I wasn't even trying that much to blend this out, and it just came off looking blended. Maybe a little bit of this berry. I can't not take one of these plummy shades. Go straight into the crease with that. And I'm also doing a nude lip today. Nude lip. Need to stop ignoring my nudes. Again, with this kind of plummy, what would you call that? Right there. Plum mixed with some burgundy. And you know what's really funny? I used to watch that show with Craig T. Nelson called Coach. Does anybody remember that? Like, that would be a show I could stay up just a little bit later to watch when it came on once a week or whatever. I loved Coach. And now here I am watching Craig T. Nelson still on Parenthood. This has been so effortless. Like, you might see this palette and think, okay, that's serious, like kind of makeup artist vibes there. It's felt so low effort thus far. I'm gonna take like something a little lighter, but maybe not too light. Maybe I go into like this shade right here. Everything's got pigment. And I'm just working that in. This is the top part of the eye. This is where we're going with it today. Pat, pat, pat. Oh, how pretty. I love that. Now, what's going to happen on the lower lash line today? I do have some colors in here that could help me a little bit. I don't really want to go like red, orange. Kind of looking at you, navy blue. Let's do a blue lower lash line. Ooh, perfect. I've got this color tattoo stick from Maybelline. The shade is called I Am Extravagant. Yes, let's cap off the pre-K year right. I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. I'm thinking about also putting it in my inner rim. Yeah, let's do that too. Oh my gosh, it's serious. And then I could blend a little bit of the navy from the Viseart to sort of smoke it out a little bit. So we're doing it on the skin. It's a really pretty shade, like it's really showing itself as far as that blue goes. Inner rim as well. Look at that. I know that's gonna last, but I am gonna take a little bit of this navy, kind of an untouched looking navy in this palette. That's sad. Get a little bit of that and like, it's not changing things greatly, but it is ever so slightly like softening that out a little. I don't think I even need to go all the way in, but layer up a bit on the outer part. This is all gonna really come together once mascara gets involved. So just wait. What about upper liner? We need something there. This was fun. I'm glad I did that. I knew I'd feel good about doing it, and I did. We need to do more blue. Liquid liner from ABH. This is in the shade navy blue. I can't remember how true blue this shows up, but I'm thinking just thin line across the top. It's a really pure blue, and it's actually making the other shade feel more teal. I'm staying really tight in because I'm not actually going for a big color punch on the upper part of the eye. And from a distance, this is looking just dark. And that's fine with me. There we go. We're defined, and now we just need the fringe of some lashes on here. I like that lower lash line. That's popping. Do I have any mascaras that I feel like are gonna bite the dust soon? Probably need to use my Wet n Wild So Define some more, and I'm still gonna stick with my tubing mascara, my e.l.f. lash extender on the lower part. Does anybody even raise an eyebrow when the Cookie Monster mirror shows up anymore? Or are you just like, yep, I expected to see that? Even if you don't feel like doing wild eyeshadow, the lower lash line pop could be a fun little thing. I love So Defined. Yeah, this is still really got some gas in the tank. I'm trying to think of how many different colorful things I could do down there. Like, I think using the shadow stick makes you feel more like, yeah, that's going to be in it for the long haul all day. I have some other fun shadow sticks I could use. Shadow sticks. I've got some good, like, jewel tones from Laura Geller. Also, like, I've got olive greens I could work in. And even if you don't have a bunch of different colors of shadow sticks, think also about liners. And think about maybe putting down sort of a neutral medium-ish shadow stick and then topping it with a rich eyeshadow of a certain color. Okay, I continued on with that upper lash and I did like 2 to 3 coats. And now I'm putting my lower lash on here, my e.l.f. lash extender, because I think what that colorful liner really needs is a pretty little fringe over it. So that's what we're achieving here. And this is a tubing mascara, so it's not gonna like smudge off on us. This should be a very long wearing look. Look how good that's looking. And the lower mascara kind of takes the edge off of that color down there. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. It'd be a bad time for that. It's the kind of eye look where maybe from a distance, nobody knows that that's blue, but when they're like this close, you can tell there's some blue down there. Why not be a little fun with it, okay? Nude lip. I have this really pretty nude lipstick from Hourglass that also has a magnetic closure. Look at that. Yeah, snap. This shade is called Magnolia. It's from the Unlocked line. Looks like that. I feel like it's gonna be good. I'm gonna just pop this on, and if I need to pull in a liner to like neaten anything up, I will. It's very peachy. More of a peachy nude than I thought. Smooth, matte. I'm so tempted to bring in a deeper lip liner just to define a little bit more. Doesn't need to be anything major. Maybe like LA Colors lip liner in natural. Just give me a little. I don't want concealer lips, okay? I said nude, but I don't want them too nude. I know some of you out there were thinking the same thing as me. All we're doing is shading it a little. I'm not taking away all the nude color. I'm not turning it into Dusty Rose. Just adding a little dimension where it makes sense. Right on in here. And then I've pulled a lip gloss that is actually a really great LA Colors lip gloss. They have this line called Moisturizing lip gloss, and this shade is called Topaz, I believe. Yeah. And it's such a great like lip topper type of thing. Really shines. Okay. Get ready. You don't need it all over everything, but it's so light that even on top of a nude lipstick, it can really create contrast still and sing. I'm just dabbing it kind of into my top lip, but really I want the main effect to be on the lower lip. Yeah, what do we think? Any adjustments? I really like my makeup this way. Hair needs some doing, but this makeup is good. I might like fluff this brow a little more. I just really love this. I like the choices of the different complexion things that I used. I think this was a real like on purpose, you're gonna use that House Labs blush, and I did, and I'm glad. I knew I was gonna go in with some kind of color on my lower lash line, and that satisfies me too. And we finished it off with a legit nude lip that looks glowy and pretty, and yeah, I'm digging it. Thank you guys so much for taking this little journey with me, and let me know if you have any products like this where you know you should be using them. Like they're good, they need to get use. What things do you have that make you feel this way? I will chat with you in the comments, and I'll see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.